Hi, I'd like to welcome you to a quick introduction to Elastigroup from Spot by NetApp. Elastigroup is our multi-cloud autoscaler that can support your workloads in the way they deserve, making sure that they're always available, always scalable, and always at the lowest cost possible. Elastigroup is able to leverage, within a single cluster, the three purchasing models for cloud compute running inside your environment. It will prioritize your reserved capacity, which gives you the 30 to 60% discount over the on-demand prices that you've purchased from your cloud provider. It will eliminate any waste on those purchases and make sure that you're getting the best bang for your buck. Then it will leverage excess capacity on top of that to increase savings and get you that 70 to 90% discount while maintaining SLA and all the best practices to run Spot instances. And lastly, it will fall back to on-demand instances if needed. Elastigroup results in clusters that are able to maintain a baseline of reservations and constantly scale up using different instance types, shapes, and sizes based on application demands, while leveraging Spot instances at that 70 to 90% discount. The way Elastigroup is able to do that is by maintaining SLA and accompanying SLOs using the Spot market data Spot by NetApp has been collecting over the past 5+ years, allowing it to understand well which excess capacity pools have the deepest availability and the highest discounts. That allows customers to run much more heavily on spots while leveraging commitments and a bit later on demands if needed, achieving up to 90% savings. Elastigroup will also automatically and in a predictive manner handle your cluster capacity while being able to predictively rebalance clusters ahead of interruptions. So let's say you're about to lose a couple of nodes and you had 10 instances running and about 2 were going to be interrupted. Traditionally, you would lose 2 instances and then recover 2 instances. Elastigroup will do it the other way around. It will firstly cover 2 instances. Let's say you have 10, it will go up to 12 and then back down to 10 in order to maintain your uptime SLA. In case there's no excess capacity available, Elastigroup will do the same by leveraging on-demand capacity, going back to default, basically, and reducing any waste and making sure again SLAs are met. Elastigroup supports multiple clouds. You can think of it like an auto-scaling group on steroids that's powered by machine learning and deep amounts of data to run Spot instances backed by SLA. Elastigroup will leverage again its data and prediction to optimize cost as much as possible. Let's quickly jump into a console. Elastigroup offers support right out of the box. Any auto-scaling group you have today, load-balanced applications, CI/CD workers like Jenkins or GitLab, high-performance computing, batch jobs, all of those right off the bat. Let's say you have a cluster running today and you want to leverage Elastigroup to optimize it. All you'd have to do is choose which cluster it is, North Virginia, then the group name. Press Select, and immediately Elastigroup will fetch all the metadata around that group. Here you can see it's running 100% on Spot and will fall back to on-demand if needed. It's set to use a variety of instance types in a variety of availability zones as were defined before. Let's quickly go over some of its other configurations. Elastigroup obviously supports giving it a name in a certain region and a description. Capacity settings, just like in an auto-scaling group, with a target minimum and maximum. You can configure a percentage of Spot in relation to on-demand instances. Fallback to on-demand is turned on by default in order to maintain your SLAs. The ability to utilize reservations, all it requires is a click. Check the checkbox, and in real time, Elastigroup will discover any reservations and prioritize them over Spot instances. The other thing to see is that Elastigroup is going to leverage this heat map across a variety of instance shapes and sizes and availability zones to figure out where to launch the most highly available Spot instances for you, without you needing to deal with any of that overhead on the back end. Over time, as the Spot capacity pools change, Elastigroup will keep track of that and move your resources from one market to another without causing any interruptions to your clusters. That's it. We're done. We're ready to deploy those Elastigroups. If we want to do any scaling, target scaling and simple scaling are supported. Back to that review page. We now have the ability to utilize reserve capacity with fallback to on-demand, and we've leveraged a few more instance types. We get all that configuration in a RESTful API-ready JSON in a cloud formation that's pre-built with all those configs, based on a custom resource for Elastigroup, and with a Terraform based on Spotinst Cloud Provider, which is officially available on the HashiCorp website. And that's it. We're good to go. We'll immediately start saving about 70% of our group's costs. If we look at one of the running clusters, we'll immediately see all of its configurations, how it's evenly distributed across a variety of availability zones and Spot cluster pools, while generating a ton of savings, requiring no management from operators and maintaining availability in real time.